Hola, Cass.
Hola, Catte.
Merry Feast of Anthony Green. Or Happy Election, if you don't follow the ABC.
Don't know if that's quite the word I'd use for it, but cheers. Steve,
Yes, Cass?
what you got there?
Smoothie.
Steve, throwing cards are on the list.
Oh, yeah. It's got democracy. Hola, friends. I'm this cat, and I just want to take a moment to say that large portions of this episode were recorded before the election. In fact, our couch sketch was recorded probably nearly a month ago, and as a result, if we don't seem quite as chipper about the possible election outcome as you might have expected, it's because about a month ago, we weren't feeling too chipper about the election. Now, speaking here as a retired political marketer, my cats, am I satisfied with the electoral outcome? Because positive campaigning, the teal reveal where they went out and said, what if we promised people we could do things better? The Greens go out and saying, we've got policy and this is what we want to try to do for you. We'll ignore Labour's small target because everyone else did. But the big, mean, angry hate machine, the negative campaigning, the rubbish that we as political marketing academics have been trying to say doesn't vibe with the electorate, didn't vibe with the electorate. 30 seconds or less is that a negative political marketing campaign really strongly resonates with people who are very much identifying themselves as a member of that team. So if you're writing a big attack ad, it's going to go really well in-house, and it's going to go even better with your political policy advisors. But when you have tied yourself up so much in knots that the only thing you can see doing is must attack, cannot propose my own ideas, cannot be myself, I must be the antithesis of another, well, your marketing sucks and your campaigns are awful and you deserve none of the votes you get because you don't deserve anything other than to be sat down and played 1,000 hours of fast food advertising until you can find the one that goes and says, I'm Dr. Stephen Dan, and on behalf of the KFC Corporation, I'd like to say that McDonald's will give you food poisoning. Botulism, it's the McDonald's way. Written and authorised S. Dan, KFC, Brisbane. We don't do that. It's not how it's done. It wasn't how it was done. And the absolute lacking that happened to the people who tried to do the big, scary monster fear campaigns means that things are a lot better for us political marketers as well, because now we can start pointing to things like, hey, you see that progressive politics that the electorate likes? Maybe you could get more votes by actually solving people's problems, by having a government that offers services, by being nice to people and treating society as a place that could be better and made better rather than your own personal blank checkbook. So this has been a Catte React to elections.
Spoken and authorised by this cat, the House of Catte, Brisbane.
Up next, the Chaos cards in a brand new environment, a new set, and the same old cards doing what they love to do. Greetings, friends. I'm the Fortune Teller's Cat, and the Chaos cards seem to be a bit excitable today. Alright, well, you're the first two up. There you go. You're keen, you want to be part of the show. Let's go see what your third card will be. It is, for the 8th episode of the House of Catte, that we bring you two super excitable cards that have jumped off the side of the pack and want to be involved. So, the energies coming into this week. We have yellow. Yellow is the coming of the dawn, the signal of change, the herald of emergencies. Keywords here are survival, salvation. We have gotten through. This card is a signifier that says that perhaps we have passed some hurdles. We've cleared some of the challenges. An interesting card to draw as the week prior talked about the energies that were leaving being quite a strong portent. The energies that flow with us that come into this week are very much about the balance. A second strong portent. So the cards themselves, these cards jumped from the deck and wanted to be part of the show. The week itself, survival, salvation, endurance, potential, a strong portent. These are cards of change. This is a card that signifies an outcome. The results of the previous weeks are now coming to fruition. It's time to act. From this week, we take out the all is at balance. So it begins. We're not necessarily... this is the first 10 minutes of the first half. We've brought strong energy with us. We've had a good week at training. We've come to this. There is the opportunity to make a difference. And that difference will take time to resonate. It will not be immediate. We may not necessarily know what it is that we have created as our difference. But know that from this week, the efforts that we have invested to get us to where we are now, what we have been through, because yellow is also, it's survival, salvation, endurance, but it's also potential. This is the beginning. We have made it to this point. And the week itself is telling us that we are at the beginning, the foundation. So we may not know what our impacts are. It may take longer for these to resonate, but do know that the energy from this week is talking towards the knowledge, insight. The general gist of the week is we're moving from phase to phase. We are now at the restart, the begin, the coming of the dawn. So this is about thinking about that first 10 minutes of the match. What are the opening plays you're going to make? How are you going to engage with the environment, your opponents, the conditions around you? From that, well, not to this, but from that to the next thing, or in this case, the next big thing.
I'm down here at Lake Catte because this is the next big thing. And it's freaking huge. Look at this. This is a beauty. You know, there was that mildly disappointing pineapple a couple hundred kilometres up the road. But this is a big thing. The Lake Catte Bowl, it is in fact only just a couple of years younger than me, set up in 1975, so that's the other thing, there's some staying power here. This thing has had no giants decide to have a match with it, but also it's got staying power. It's been here a while. The other thing about it and makes it a big thing is that it's a landmark. It's in the Google Maps. I was able to chuck it in the GPS and there it was, right on the map. It's outside the Bowls Club. It's not just there, it's a big thing. It's a big thing with a purpose. It's got context, it makes sense. It's huge, big bastard of an object. This is one of the next big things.
And now, the Rune of the Week. Don't tell anyone, but I think it might have spoilers for the week ahead. Our Rune of the Week is Feihu. And this is a good rune to have drawn. Feihu represents the idea of prosperity and happiness. And if there's one thing this cat is all about, it is about the happiness. It is, once again, it's symbolized with domestic animals and with wealth, with prosperity, with optimism, with good luck, and with abundance. And if we look at the way the patterns of runes have fallen out for the House of Catte, it's possible that this is the culmination of the journey so far. We've had the opportunities, we've had growth, and now we're bringing together the idea of perhaps some reward, some outcome. But also that sense of, we're in this, we're on the right path, and it's underway. So take with it that this is a rune of optimism. Even if the journey is hard and the challenges you're facing are as yet unresolved, we're in it. We're the House of Catte, and the house always wins. I do declare, it's a Catte React to unboxing. It's a box of unspecified origin that's arrived for us cats. And there just appears to be the one object. A pouch. Don't tell the Trebuchet List, just playing cards. A pouch. The excessive amount of beeping taking place behind us says that the Trebuchet List has finally caught up to my intentions, and Well now, best of luck to me getting away with this one.
A Trebuchet List. Automating prohibited activity. Playing card-based shenanigans. A cat, by circumstances intended, accidental, or shenanigan-related, is now furthermore restricted in their use of playing cards to just using them for playing cards. This means no card flourishes, no card tricks, no sleight of hand, card sharking or card malarkeying, particularly no using throwing cards as weapons or weapons-adjacent shenanigans. Clarification that Catte is not determined to gambit. Nobody wants those shenanigans, Moon Sherry. And now a word from our sponsors.
And that was the House of Catte for episode 8, in which our heroic cat had a little bit of a ramble because it's my show and I've got the camera. There was a Chaos card from a brand new location, which will be the location for most of Season 2's readings as well. The Rune of the week. Very optimistic and very good rune, given a brand new government has just begun. We had the next big thing, and I'm just going to put one more shout out to the late Catte Bowls Club for building one of the better big things that's out there in the business. We had a Trebuchet List incident as a result of an unboxing. And lastly, we had the couch sketch we recorded well before the election outcome was known, and in fact well before the voting started. Whew. Hey, the Feast of Anthony Green continues in earnest splendour. And also, big shout out to my friends who were part of the Australian Electoral Commission's volunteer teams over what was a hectic night. I have been a scrutineer in the past. I have watched the vote counting. I have great admiration for the people who work in those roles, who are sitting there speed counting little green pieces of paper. The work is appreciated, and may the gods have mercy on the souls of the people responsible for counting the Senate ballots across Australia. There is complex maths, there is applied maths, and then there is the bistro mathematics that comes from a system that has a freaking scroll that goes off the edge of the screen and optional preferential counting. Geez, I'm glad we don't have compulsory preferential voting in the Senate. I'd still be in the ballot box making my decision as who was going last and second last. And with that, it has been the House of Catte. It has been, geez, it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe today on the first day of a brand new government in Australia. So here's to 3 years of leaning on them and saying, would you actually do the things progressive, popular, and hell, put the goddamn taxes up so we can pay for some more services? Why don't we be the coolest kids on the block and just really irritate the rest of the governing bodies who are like, oh, for God's sake, Australia, would you stop showing off Australia? We know you can do it. Stop letting other people think that it can be done. Because, you know, that would be pretty awesome for 3 years. And with that, I'm going to throw to the closing credits and wish you all a merry Feast of Anthony Green.
That was the House of Catte. My cat is furthermore not to make the 15 AI voice say shenanigans for at least a week.